Transmitting from deep below a nondescript cornfield in central Indiana. Join Billy, Eric, and Joe as they discuss news, rumblings, and rumors from the world of action figure collecting. This is the Off the Card podcast.
We're live. Wee. Oh, God. Welcome to the latest episode of Off the Card. Joining me as always, Eric and Joe. What's up, gentlemen?
What's up?
What's going on?
Fucking a bunch of nothing. Busy. Yeah, the news of the world keeps coming in hot and fast. Apologize for the giant mess behind me.
Hot,
I've been
fast,
in the
and shitty.
middle. Well, yeah. Yeah. Let me move this up to hide some shit. There we go. I'm in the middle.
That's why I don't.
Yeah, I don't want to see my floor. Holy shit. Yeah, I got stuff everywhere, man. It's bad. I've been going through stuff.
See my Hulks. That's about it.
Yeah.
You can see my big green monster over here now. I got that wall mounted.
Nice.
I would get that thing looked at.
Yeah.
It's oozing.
Considering how many nails I had to put into it, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's remote powered though, see?
I like it.
Cool.
That is very cool.
Took a shitload of batteries.
Yeah. How many?
Fuck.
Just take all the wife's D batteries.
No, the dog door takes those.
Yeah. Is that a euphemism for something?
Yeah.
The dog door.
Yeah. Got 10 AAA batteries in the arms and 4 AA's in the body.
Oh, that's kind of okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if anybody's been watching our YouTube, Eric's posted a couple of cool videos. The latest one was his excursion to a local wrestling convention.
Yeah.
Looked interesting. Full disclosure, we ran our second Indiana Toy Comic Expo in that building. That was the one over on the west side, correct?
Yeah, the Wyndham. Yeah, it's hosted. I mean, ITC hosted there. Days of the Dead hosted there for many years.
I think there's a couple of anime conventions that are local that are there.
Yeah,
and some stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not a bad place. To me, it's a nice place if you're getting into doing your own shows and you've broken out past the National Guard armories and moved up to that would be the next baby step.
Yep.
But this isn't a place that you probably want to, if it's growing and it's getting bigger, this is a transitional space.
Yes.
If that makes sense. And definitely 100%. Squirt Circle Expo is needing to transition in a big bad way. They have outgrown the space exponentially. They need to look at moving to a bigger space. Definitely.
To me, they feel like they could be a convention center.
I don't think they could be that yet. I think they could move to that the Marriott or Hyatt, where Horror Hound used to be, where Days of the Dead is now, up on the north side off 21st and Shadeland, where they've added on to it numerous times.
Yeah,
that would be the next transitional step that I would say they need to look at doing, is moving into that space, because that could support them better. Because now it is rough.
It is a very interesting facility. You have a lot of rooms that have interconnectivity, and you got hallways. And if you don't play your cards right with those hallways, you create a clusterfuck.
And that they did in abundance.
Yeah, you got to watch them hallways, man. We learned our lesson there. We realized, holy crap, man, you get more than 4 or 5 people walking in a hallway, and if you got a vendor, you've just created a whole mess. And yeah, big time.
Couple that in with trying to place somebody of note in that hallway as well, so that it creates a line, is another issue.
Line has nowhere to go. It either goes and takes up other people's spots, or it takes up, it goes across the hall. There's that one wide spot there. But I'm sure there's people on the other side there too. There's nowhere you can go with that type of stuff. You would almost be better for like exhibitor, retailer space, promotion space, sponsor space. Not so much anybody,
Yeah, I think they need to do that. Also, one of the bigger rooms, they put a divider wall up, and they'd already set the ring up and the chairs. And so that ate a ton of space there. And I posed the question of, do you leave that how it is? Actually, I had a couple concepts to it, because they also had another room where they had like a small stage and a microphone where they're doing like Q&As and like little symposium seminars. And I'm like, do you get rid of that space and put your celebrities, some of them, or to get them out of the hallways and stuff, put them in there, and then do the symposium or seminar in the ring? Put them in the ring with a microphone. The chairs are already placed, and basically essentially use it as a stage with the people using chairs surrounding the ring as the seating, and absorb two spaces in the one. Or close the show an hour earlier to have the ring crews come in and reset and put a ring up.
Well, I don't know about the dynamics on the setting the ring up and stuff, but I think the idea of having maybe a Q&A in the round, maybe, or something, with them in the ring, maybe, I don't know.
But like it was
that space is a very interesting space. I know that space for a long time because my uncle used to work when it was the Adams Mark. There was a bar that was in there, and he was one of the cooks there. So years and years and years ago, like 80s, like Henry Lee Summer used to play there on the weekends. Before he got famous,
before the creation of crystal meth for old Henry Lee Summer.
Pretty much. So it's an interesting facility, that one. My biggest issue I had with it was the parking. There's only so much parking.
Parking wasn't great. I got there
there's only so many places you can park. I mean, that is not a 4,000 person facility.
No. I had to park in the very, very back. I got there at 10:30 and parked in the very back. When I got in there, the two things that really was like, what the fuck cluster moment, was they had the line for people to get in. The line shot down that big main hallway, that nice looking hallway they have,
out to the
lobby, not outside, through the lobby, down the hall, round the corner, and down the other hall of the hotel. So it's blocking the hotel room doors. Like, and it's gone way the fuck out there. And I'm in the line, and I have my ticket on my phone. Then a lady comes walking through the line and goes, do you have your wristband? I said, no, I have my ticket. I'm thinking like maybe people bought wristbands day of. She goes, no. This is the line for people that's got their wristbands. You have to go over to this line to go scan your ticket to get your wristband to come back to that line. And I'm like, I said, and I quote, I didn't see one sign in the lobby saying that you needed to go this way to get that, to go this way to go in. And she's like, oh yeah, it's over here. And she just kind of pointed. And so like all of us people that didn't know that are walking, and nothing was communicated on the website or on social media, like, hey, there's a pre-pickup line to get your wristband, and then there's the line to get the fuck in. So I'm like, all right. So then I cut through the lobby, and then there's no signs anywhere. So finally I literally asked 3 volunteers. I said, where's the table at for me to get my wristband? Oh, I don't know. Oh, like, what? This is day 2. Like, how the fuck did you not know where it was? And I'm like, okay. And finally I get to the table. The table is halfway almost to the front door of the entrance to get in. So the line is to my left and the table is to my right. So by the time I get up there, I scan it, get my wristband, the doors have opened. So at that point, I'm like, I'm not backtracking. Fuck this. I literally just merged into the line and jumped probably 300 people and just went the fuck in. Because I'm like, no, this is, you guys fucked this up. That was a real dumb thing to do. Like,
yeah,
no signage anywhere. I made that very clear when I made the video. I'm like, you guys need to have a pre-show meeting with your volunteer staff every morning, the hour before. This is where this is. This is where this is. If people have a piece of paper in your pocket, it's the 10 most common questions that a person's going to ask you. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I get in there, and then, of course, you hit that first corner, and then you turn, and there's that to the right, that little C horseshoe to the right that kind of kicks in, and they had nothing but celebrities in there. And they added ones in last minute due to cancellations that I didn't even know about till I got there. Like they added Mariah May in there because Orange Cassidy had an injury and had to step off. They added Sergeant Slaughter at the last minute, so I didn't know that. I was like, oh fuck, I could have brought like G.I. Joe something. But and then that snake through. Then there's tables down that hallway, which is narrow as shit to begin with. And then you hit that corner, and then there's the big vendor room with the chandeliers that's kind of darker. And they had tons of vendors and then intermingling wrestlers in there. Some of them were incorporated with vendors, like the vendors hosted them. So
they paid bring them with them.
Perfect example was Pro Wrestling Tees had the Outrunners and Danhausen at the Pro Wrestling Tees table. So they had interminglings of that, and that was one room. And then you cut across, and then there's that hallway back in the corner, and that had a bunch of vendors right there. And then there was the big room that had a divider wall. You walked in, they cut it. They had the small side, which had a bunch of celebrities in a very small, tight area. The lines were crossing each other in different directions to where you couldn't, like Mick Foley was in there, and his line went out of that room and down the hallways. Sure. So like you couldn't you're swimming upstream to get through the hallways through his line, which then blocked like vendors. Yeah. And then you could see like behind through that divider wall where Rikishi was, you could see the ring and everything for that part. Then you spit out into this little junction spot, and there's a side door and a set of stairs and a handicap ramp right there. They had a bunch of the female wrestlers right there in a little photo op space like Melina, but then like Raven's right there on that corner, and Raven had a line which then shot down more hallway space. But then on the main entrance, when you first came in, there was a line developing there. They had a line kicked off down there that went into the vendor space with the chandeliers for Kurt Angle. But then you looked over across the walking path of that back entrance that's dropped down a little bit, sunk in on the back.
Yeah.
You looked across, and I could see some huge line cutting through hotel room hallways. And I'm like, what's that? They said, that's the line for Bret Hart. And he was in a separate room away from everything else. And the lines went through the hotel room hallways. He didn't start signing till 1. This was 11.
Oh,
so people were in line for several hours waiting for Bret. So like my biggest, to me, it's like, if I didn't knock them, like, you guys are doing the best you can, but I think you guys need to move into a bigger space. Fundamentally, just get go to the one that Horror Hound was, put all your wrestlers in one room, put all your vendors in another room, and then you have one more big room to set up your ring, and that's all you need. And you're going to double your space for vendors, so you'll have more vendors to book.
I believe that they that place or that event's ran by someone from Days of the Dead.
Then somebody needs to talk to him and go, can you get us a deal if we book Days of the Dead and Squared Circle at the same place?
Well, I don't think they're together anymore. I'm just thinking that. Yeah. I think that's kind of what I heard through the grapevine. I don't think I've ever met him. But no, I enjoyed the video. It was very interesting.
I got banned in Russia for the video.
I like it. Yeah.
Thanks, Kenny Powers.
Yeah. It for me, I see those shows, and they're very much a fan fest. They're very much for the diehards. It's all about autographs and meeting. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about that show other than the spacing. But other than that, I've heard. I know the talent, the wrestlers love that event. They talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's
I mean,
a lot of diehards that come out.
everybody was super nice. I didn't see any
I've
bad
heard that too.
interactions with wrestlers. Even like people that I thought may be a little bit more grumpy. Like I looked over, I'm talking to a vendor, and I look over and there's Scott Steiner, and who is known to be a bit grumpy, and
Yeah.
and he's playing with a 5-year-old while his dad's getting something signed by Arn Anderson.
Okay.
So it's like,
that's cool. Yeah, that's
so
cool.
yeah, I'm like, okay, like the vendors, all the vendors were for the most part really nice. I got to talk to the guys from Toy Vomit. Those guys were really nice.
Yeah, they're out of Lexington. They're
Yeah.
awesome store.
Yeah, I talked to. There wasn't a lot. I didn't see any Indiana shops there.
There's one there, and we'll talk about that off air.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Pricing wise on stuff wasn't bad. There's a few things that was way higher, but and then somebody tried to convince me, oh, it's discontinued on Ringside. No, it's not. You can get it on Ringside, and then you're gonna say
convention tax is what we
yeah,
call that.
it's like, oh, it's $100. I'm like, I said, I'm pretty sure it's on Ringside right now for 70. He goes, oh no, they discontinued it. They stopped making it. And I literally like pulled my phone out and looked at it. I'm like, no, I can order it right now for $70. But other stuff was reasonably priced. There was other stuff picked up that I kick myself now because I talked to, there was a vendor actually, hell, this might be the one. He has the shop in the mall, on the west side in the Ghetto Mall. He also has a YouTube channel.
East side.
Yeah.
Figure collection.
Yep, that's it. I went perusing through their table and they had a really nice, I don't know what company made it, but that Sabu figure. And it was fair price. It's $30.
The one that looks like the Hasbro's?
No. This looks like a 6-inch, either you'd see out of Mattel or Jakks Pacific.
Oh, yeah.
It's a red and black packaging.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Kick myself now for not buying it.
Yeah.
But they were right next to the table that was doing the new like take on the Jakks Pacific, the very first run, the Crunchers, the Bone Crunchers.
That's them.
Oh, really? Yeah, I got up close and got some footage of those figures up close, and then I rolled off, and Matt and Brian were right next to them, and they had their table up with the big rubber guys. So they're all like right there in one little junction.
That's if you're in the market and you're making wrestling figures, that's fish in a barrel, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. So, cool on, man. It was a fun video to watch. It was there's a couple of people that I actually seen that you walked past. I know him. I was like, hey, there's that guy. There's that guy. I know him. Like he comes to our show. He's actually a friend of mine. And so that was kind of cool. So cool wrestling in Indiana. Imagine that. So what are we going to cover first? Let's go to Super 7. They layoffs. I know that I've been keeping my eyes peeled on this. We knew it was coming. I know I haven't seen where anybody said what positions were let go. Are we looking at in the front office? Are we looking at
manufacturing
warehouse? Yeah, because I know a lot of their stuff is done, like turnarounds and things like that are done remotely. They hire people to do that. Tim Barron, our friend Tim, that does the ITC production shows, he actually does a lot of that work for them too, as a subcontractor or whatever.
As I say, that seemed like probably more of a commission base or something, or subcontract.
Yeah. They reach out and they do that stuff. So I like to see who got cut, where they got cut. I've seen a lot of people post some pretty absolutely distasteful stuff, like, going after the company and things. I'm like, look, some folks lost their jobs. That sucks. Let's keep it at that. In my opinion. And Super 7 is one of those companies though that always elicits heat. Either you absolutely love them or you absolutely hate them. There's really no in between.
They're up there with NECA as far as behavioral. Either people love them or they absolutely despise them.
I am a fan.
Yeah, I don't
of
mind
Super
them.
7.
Yeah,
I don't, but I'm not an apologist either.
Yeah,
it sucks. It sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks that a company with that type of reach into big box stores, Target, Walmart. Hell, I just bought there's a Godzilla behind me. It was from the new vinyl they called Fun Fun. I found them in the card section on Mother's Day. Why they were there, I don't know. But I'm like, oh look, Mom's getting Godzilla for Mother's Day. The hell with it. But for a company to have that kind of reach and getting into the stores and things, big box stores, I know that upset a lot of people. I know vendors that quit carrying them or messing with them at all because, well, if you can buy it at Target, yeah, but you got a wall of Marvel Legends over there. That was kind of always been my response. So,
the only thing I know, some people that we know inner circle wise that own collectible stores that had issues with Super 7 was more the distribution of like, hey,
Sure.
I'm going to order this much, and they being Super 7 deemed that they aren't really on the priority list of like getting certain things, and like an Entertainment Earth or a Big Bad would trump them and then push their pre-order back. And I know several companies or stores said we're done. We're gonna stop trying to order because we can't get stuff ordered, because every time we try to order stuff, we get shoved out because the bigger places take precedent, which I don't know what to say about that. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent. That's unfortunate. I do feel like most companies need to do a little bit better as far as prioritizing. I understand. Yeah, you have a bigger net reach with a Big Bad or Entertainment Earth or a Walmart or Target over a private mom and pop shop, but you need to keep it, try to balance it as best you can. And I think NECA's even guilty of that too. I will say to their NECA's credit, recently I noticed
NECA used to support the mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
And big time until that collector spot was opened up in these stores.
Yeah.
Now it's
flipped.
Not as much.
But I've seen it trend back the other direction of recent, even as far as this week, that I noticed that several local shops here got the 50th anniversary Jaws stuff in their store well before the box stores got it. Even online, I noticed, even before Big Bad, they're still doing pre-orders. Something's happening.
That's good though.
But that's good.
Yeah, it's very good. I've seen some local stores got in the Megan life size.
Oh, I hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. I'll just say that. I'm not, and I will still say this. I think it's a ploy by the FBI and the local authorities.
Like big box store or private collectible stores?
Private collectible stores.
Okay.
Yeah, I still say it's a ploy that they're setting people up. So you're
lucky, because I was gonna have some fun. If it was at a Walmart, I was gonna go to the health side, and I was gonna get the lube and put it next to it.
I'd get one of the back massagers. Yeah, the back massagers. Yeah. But no, it's that thing that oh god, that thing elicits just. Oh, it's gross. I can't.
Chris Hansen sitting in a back room in the shop waiting to see who buys it.
Yeah. Wait, like you remember back in the day when they said, "Oh man, you don't get that book from the local library, you'll be put on a list."
Yeah,
that's the list. That is the list. You buy that Megan doll, they're coming for you next.
Yeah.
It may be rightfully so. But yeah. Anyway, no. Back to Super 7. Yeah, I see a lot of people attack them like, oh my God, they're this, they're that. Brian Flynn's the devil, and everything else. He's made bad decisions. Yeah, well, there's a lot of companies that made bad decisions.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies, and at the end of the day, I mean,
but the thing is, like, they people complain about the prices, and I get it. Look, I know I'm in a minority when I will buy a $20 figure from them and clamshell it and stack it, because I'm not going to open it because the packaging's too nice. I think I look
Oh
at
yeah.
it as a little $20 piece of art.
Yeah.
I'm right here. I've got every Misfits figure ever made by
Yeah.
them open.
Literally to my left, I have my Lemmy.
Yeah, I mean, the cards are so interesting and so cool, and getting, I know we have a couple of somewhat local guys that actually have their figures made by Super 7.
Yeah.
Pete with Phantom Star Killer, and you know, uh, and then Tim with the Astro Zombie. I get it, but there's other people that it always. I hate to say this, it seems like it always comes back to the GI Joe crew. Good God, yeah. Anyway, it sucks. They lost some people. Hopefully, with the 90-day to 30% or whatever. Fuck, I don't know
Yeah.
what's today. Wednesday, the 14th at 6 o'clock. Um, the Mango Mussolini hadn't fucking tweeted from his golden throne that they're going up again. I don't know. I hate to get
Yeah.
political, but god damn.
Yeah, and that's what I think the big thing is with a lot of these companies. Super 7 is a smaller company opposed to a
I
Hasbro or
agree.
a Mattel or even
Micro, yeah.
even McFarlane. And to a
I
lesser
mean,
extent, NECA.
I would almost put them in the same category as McFarlane. I think NEC is a bit bigger than McFarlane, but I mean, I
Yeah,
would just by volume, I think.
by volume, yeah, but I'm talking
Yeah.
about like the
Yeah,
hierarchy
yeah,
of the
yeah.
company with
Sure,
staff.
sure.
Um, with what's going on, I mean, this is kind of almost like COVID, where it's like
Sure.
our sales are down, our numbers are down. We don't know when they're going to snap back out of it. We don't know when this is going to stop. Oddly enough, COVID was also the same regime of people.
Yeah.
And now it's one of those like we got to do something. Sadly, you're going to possibly see not only layoffs, but probably scheduled things that they had announced that may be coming or possible
Oh,
soon to be announced pre-orders. Now everything's probably got the brakes put on it. Like they announced
you're looking
the dime bag contract, and now I don't see that happening anytime soon.
you're looking at what, 3 months, possibility 3 to 4 months of delays. You know
Yeah.
where that puts us at? That puts us into Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
That puts us into that buying season,
Yeah.
and that's where shit's really going to come to a head.
Yeah.
Even at 30%, I think most companies can deal with it. Most, not all. It's bullshit. I'm not even playing around. It's 100% bullshit. But
Yeah.
I think most companies can away with that versus 145 or what the
200 at one point.
whatever. Yeah, fucking dick
Well, what's
thumbs.
sad is
I'd
there were companies out there that said it was going to still be cheaper for them and just pay the tariffs than to try and produce things here in America.
Yeah.
Look, okay, so man, all right. As someone in my real world life, the company I work for imports everything.
Right.
Everything that comes in is imported. Man, it's a whole lot worse than some people think. It's not just toys that comes out of
Oh,
China.
yeah.
It's
It's
everything.
everything.
Literally
It
everything.
is the packaging for your pancake syrup probably comes out of China. I mean, there's things that are done there that can't be done here. It's not even cheap labor anymore. That's a misnomer now. It's not cheap labor. It's skilled labor. And it's labor that we don't have. It's these guys that it would take years to get a factory up, running,
Yep.
and trained to be able to
Yep.
make something as simple as a Bic pen.
Yep.
These guys have been doing it for 50, 60 years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
and on top of that, environmental regulations. So again, in my life outside of, all this, the building that my company that I work for occupies has a spot on the back end of the property that has to be regulated by the EPA because the company that was there before dumped chemicals into the ground and they are contained, but that's the shit that happened in the 60s and 70s that we're still dealing with today. That's just a small little fraction. There's just no way. There's
and
no way.
Even in my life, I mean, I work for, one of the biggest ones on the planet. And even like for me, I mean, even my grandmother, oh, are you guys gonna start moving some of your factories back? Said no, absolutely not. Like the infrastructure that we have, I'm like, we can't support. I mean, we make a lot here in the States and we have facilities all over, but we can't support everything. So we have base in China, we have base in Ireland, we have base in Japan, we have base in Brazil, we have base, all over. I'm like, we have base in Italy. I'm like, if for us to do that, the infrastructure, like it would be insane. I'm like, and I said also a lot of that stuff, like it gets made there, but it gets brought back here. And then we actually are the ones that pack it out. Like our packaging department will get the vials from China and then we pack them out here and then we distribute them out.
There's a local, on TV, there's a commercial that pops up through my streaming service, and I forget what car company it is, but it says assembled in Indiana.
It's probably Subaru or Honda.
Yep.
It's something, but they clearly came out and said this is assembled in Indiana. They're starting to put that in the commercials.
They're doing that on multiple car companies.
Yes.
Made in America or made here in
assembled in America, or it's
very
interesting.
Like back in the day, they called it greenwashing, where if you had something that was like shady, you would put something like, "Oh, this is a tribute to the environment" or something like that. Or this is called
organic, free range.
This is
free range. Free range chicken means they can step out aside of their little pen for like one time in their life, and then they go back in and it's considered free range. I mean, seriously.
This is America washing.
Yeah.
America washing. It's their way to get, hey, if I tell you that I make my stuff in America, then you're going to like, oh, I'll go buy that. That was made in America. Not entirely true.
Yeah,
but 99% of the time, your parts off that car from somebody who worked in auto parts distribution. I remember seeing a tweet from old Ted Nuge about his two Mustangs, that they were American made and American muscle. And somebody commented, it's like, except for most parts are made in Mexico. And he snapped, but that gentleman wasn't lying. Those parts are made in Mexico. If you need new cables or you need a new starter, it is made in Mexico. It's not made in the USA. The car might be made in the USA, but not the parts.
Assembled. But everything's made everywhere. I mean, that's just the world we live in now. People use other countries that have looser laws on things to get around certain things to be able to get things made. It's been that way for a long time. But anyway, back to Super 7 in the import and export. I feel for them. I hope they can get everybody back. I'm not a devotee. I'm not just a blind follower. I know there's mistakes. I do like their product, though. I bought 4 of them this weekend. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I get it. On to more toy companies. Let's roll to McFarlane and his partner, which I didn't even know he had, buying GameStop Canada and renaming it EB Games Canada. I didn't even know he had a partner.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Business.
Yeah.
Looking up this gentleman, let me see, as McFarlane Toys co-owner Stefan. I don't know. It's very Steve Urkel-y to me. Ted Teralt is Canadian toy CEO and founder of Imports Dragon. So I was talking to Eric before we started, Joe. Imports Dragon was a company after McFarlane lost the license to the sports picks, MLB license and all that. Imports Dragon started making them in Canada, and they would be sent down here. They were softer sculpts, odd packaging, hockey, I think, baseball. But anyway, it's very interesting in McFarlane Toys having the sports licenses they did for so long and now getting them back. And then knowing that one of the co-owners of McFarlane Toys is the guy that in Canada, a fellow Canadian. Yeah, okay. It was interesting. I don't know if anyone's ever put two and two together on that. I would be fun to see if someone does. But yeah, it's interesting. And I'm on the Import Dragon website and looking through, and I see things and I click on them and it takes me to McFarlane's website. Interesting. Good for them, I guess, for picking, for stepping up and buying that brand. I wonder how many stores you guys got your Google machines up.
Yeah, let me check.
That's what I'm working on.
How many Canadian GameStops are they?
193 GameStop stores in Canada.
Okay. That's not too terribly bad, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, Canada is a very wide chasm. I mean,
no, it's basically the United States. I mean, you're looking at, Toronto, and then you go all the way out to Toronto,
Vancouver, and
Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver is what I'm thinking. So I could see that. Your big metropolitan areas, you're probably looking at a dozen or so, per like Indianapolis had at one time, and well, good for them. And I like the bring back of the EB.
Yes, that was the first thing. I'm like, that's nice. Like that was where I bought my first McFarlane stuff as a kid was Electronics Boutique.
Yeah. Bloomington Mall, man, College Mall.
Yep. That
big one. Yeah, the big back wall full of McFarlane. Yes, sir. I bought a lot of shit in that store.
Go there, go across the hall Spencer's and get them there too. I'd get my movie maniacs from both places.
And KB Toys was still in the mall then at that point, down around the corner or down at the end of the corner. So yeah. Good times. We're old.
I was hitting the shops in Lafayette Square Mall. So yeah. Before it was not terribly unsafe.
Yeah, they'll bring that back eventually.
I know they're doing a lot of work.
But no, I think it's great that they stepped up. Like me and Eric was saying, though, I definitely want to see how much of a conflict of interest it is on McFarlane product going to Canada. You know what I mean? And not necessarily discounts, but exclusivity. Yeah.
Right.
Not saying Todd has ever made an exclusive ever, and it's I can't with a straight face. Sorry, but it's bad. Yeah.
I got one in the other room that was just exclusive to just All-Star games.
Yeah. Good figure. But it's. I wonder how that would translate. I know I was talking to you. I went to a lot of the GameStops around me have closed up. And the one that I stopped in was a few towns over. What is that?
That's probably my refrigerator.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I was like, someone pulled the fire alarm. Run for your lives.
Yeah.
No, you're good. But no, I went to it and it was interesting. I went during a Pokemon trading day. They had like kids in there at tables trading Pokemon, and the store was fine with that. They facilitated it. And then they had graded cards, and then I know PSA has their hand this. And you were saying like you could get cards graded through GameStop.
Yeah, if you get on the GameStop website, there's actually a tableau on there that it tells you that you can send stuff through GameStop, and they'll send it to PSA. I think it's like the guy at work did it. I think it's like $25 per card.
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually will send it off. And he asked me my thoughts on it because he knows I have a little bit of the knowledge. I said, I don't feel comfortable sending stuff to GameStops like that because from somebody that's worked at GameStop, and then the horror stories of the retro stuff, of stuff getting sent off that was false or coming back, not how it was.
Not to interrupt, but I did notice that the one I went to, they had retro in the store.
Yeah, some of those stores are branded now as retro. That one and the one across from the Greenwood Park Mall are both marked as retro.
Okay.
They killed the one. They killed the one in the Greenwood Mall. That one's gone.
I could see that. That
tiny ass broom closet one.
Yeah. Those are. It seems to me like they're going even harder into collectibles, especially the boom of the cards. Like the one I went to had like a glass case full of like sports cards, sealed product, wax, if you will, from back in the day.
I said years ago that what they should have done when they had ThinkGeek and they closed ThinkGeek was they should have taken those stores, split them in half. The biggest thing that most people shit on GameStop about is the trade-ins and the trade-in money that they get, which is most of the time garbage. Now, with technology being the way it is with Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari, etc., people are just selling their own shit and getting their own money and just completely cutting GameStop out of it. That's why they've slid. Just stop with the trading, get rid of the used, sell just new games only, and then the other half of the store do collectibles. Split it in half, do collectibles, do new, and stop with the trade stuff. Get away from it. You already have a bad reputation as it is, and it's a dying market because everybody's selling on their own. Just do that, and then keep the ThinkGeek and just call it GameStop ThinkGeek, and then just eliminate that. And I think they probably would come out a little bit further ahead in the situation.
I know most of their money though is generated off the used games. Like that's where the problem.
Oh yeah, it's just like the used car market. You make more money off selling a used car than you do buying a new car.
Sure. Yeah. But you're going to get screwed. Inevitably. No, it's different. It's wish them luck. I don't have animosity toward GameStop. I know what I'm dealing with them. I understand. Yeah. I'm not going to pull the snake's tail and then bitch when it bites me. I know what it is.
Why is the cougar eating my face?
Yeah. Why is the cougar eating my? Maybe because I rubbed my face with, cougar piss. Or whatever.
If you're gonna give money to the whore, expect to get an STD. Like that's
right. I mean, that's how it is. I like going to GameStops now because I like to go in there and see what turns up. I like to go in there and say, oh, cool, they got the newest Marvel Legends, or cool, they got. Oh, look, they got some McFarlane exclusives.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. And Billy, I don't know if you knew this. So there's two GameStops I'll check out, the one in Canby, and I'll check the one up there where Comic Carnival used to be, in the Bling Bling Walmart, on US 31 North up there.
Is that still there?
Oh, yeah. That GameStop
is that
there
the one
is
over across from the flea market?
No. That's the one that got robbed a bunch of times. This one is the one that's in the Walmart Plaza, with where Comic Carnival used to be and where Disc Replay sits now.
Yeah. That one's there. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a training center one because the backside's like triple in size and they do a lot of their trainings and stuff there. But that one actually is a hotbed for you can get a lot of decent like figures and stuff out of that one, and the one in Canby. Those are the two that I would frequent that I could find figures with fair amount of ease. Like when you couldn't find those X-Men 97s, I could find them at those two, especially the one in Greenwood. Cool. But you just reminded me of something. So this was around Black Friday. I would go there because they open at 5 and nobody noticed. So you could walk into that GameStop at 5 in the morning and get whatever the hell you want and walk back out. And then I'd go to Disc Replay, open at 6. McFarlane on more than one occasion has done a deal with GameStop that if you bought so much of stuff, you got so much stuff free. He actually has deals in place with GameStop where it's like if you buy these, like, you'd have the page punchers. So if you bought like X amount of dollars worth of McFarlane figures, you would get a page puncher for free. He has done that numerous times because I've came in and I'm like, wow, you guys don't have any McFarlane stuff. And like, oh yeah, we had the McFarlane sale again on the like buy one get ones and stuff like that.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So that kind of bleeds into this with the may not be exclusivity. It might be getting like deals and stuff like that to move inventory.
Yeah, that might work too. I wish them luck. I do. Look, the idea of the GameStop being a spot as a specialty toy seller, and granted, most of the stuff they carry is just stuff the big box would carry, but they also get some interesting stuff too, like the tchotchke side of things and stuff. So
very anime heavy at times.
Uncomfortably so. Yes. As I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, I don't like them anime girls. I like my guys to wear tights with capes, muscles,
underwear on the outside.
Underwear, furry underwear at that. Where's that He-Man? Yeah. So yeah, I understand that. It's more outlet to get things that I want. I like.
Yeah.
And plus they carry cards. And I was in there, I've seen them carry like Garbage Pail Kids, and DC is now with Upper Deck on the comic DC comic cards and stuff like that. So, and then now Topps has Marvel. So now I can walk in there and possibly get cards too. That's good because I don't really mess with sports cards anymore, but I do mess with the non-sport stuff when I see it, and wrestling.
Yeah.
So Topps has wrestling now. So
oh yeah, they've been beating that horse recently.
Buddy.
Son of a bitch. From WrestleMania on, going all the way to the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. I was like, holy shit.
Big time. Big time. Yeah, I actually not too long ago got one of my redemptions back. I got a Izzy Dame numbered 13 out of 50. I got the redemption card, so I had to go on their website and put the code in and get it. And then I got this autographed gold card from them. So
didn't she just get released?
No, Izzy didn't.
Okay.
Well, hell, I don't know what day is it. It's always Wednesday, and it's
they've been making cuts recently. So
yeah, that's Izzy Dame getting released, but that's the biggest blonde I've ever seen with that beard. Yeah, Braun Strowman in a wig. Yeah. So that was that's. Oh man, so anybody found anything good lately? Because I haven't been able to really find anything other than stuff that's been shipped to me.
I've tripped into a couple things. We went down and visited some friends of ours and had lunch in Terre Haute. We were going to go to Zonka's, but they had their baby with them, and Zonka's changed their format to 21 and over now. So we ended up just grabbing food over by the mall. Afterwards, the parking lot was shared with Books A Million and Best Buy right there. So I was like, well, fuck, I'll go in there. So I walked in and found the Pretty Woman Leatherface at Best Buy, which is another big box store now, is carrying heavy-handed and collectibles.
Yeah. They got some good prices too.
Yes, they do. But yeah, I found my Pretty Woman Leatherface, grabbed it. We went over to Books A Million, another place. It's a little hole in the wall of collectibles.
One of my spots I hit all the time when I'm in Terre Haute, other than my guys at Sewer Layer, but I do hit over there as well. But yeah, the Books A Million, man, they get all kinds of stuff. Like Ella loves, my niece loves blind box figures, and she likes those weird little cats with shrimp on their head and shit like that. And they've got a whole section, a big wall of just nothing but import blind boxes.
Yeah.
So she goes over and gets her one of those every time we go and stuff. And plus, I find good stuff. Like I find things that are harder to find, like McFarlane figures that disappear pretty quick, like the first Michael Keaton Batman. That's where I found it at. It was there. It's a couple of dollars more, but oh well. I mean, it don't matter to me.
But yeah, I've hit that. I've hit
the FYE there in Terre Haute's absolutely just atrocious.
Yeah, that's what Bob was saying. That's our friend's fiance. He said that it's really kind of fallen on its ass.
Oh man, like Marvel Legends in there are like $39.99.
Yeah.
For like
base
Marvel Legends.
They've always been bad though.
Everywhere's doing that now. Fuck, like with the one in Greenwood, the NECA Ultimate figures are $50.
Oof.
They the 2-pack of American Wolf in London of the two actors, that's $100.
Damn.
Yeah, it's at retail $69.99, even at small shops. Like I can go see Bob at Toy Buzz and get it for $70. At most $75. But yeah, no.
Yeah. I need to pick that up. Yeah.
Good luck. That one's kind of scarce. Bob may have it.
I'm sure that he does. I'm sure one of the local shops do. I know the other one I had in my hand and I looked at and I put it down this weekend. I had the Evil Dead 2 Ash. Oh man, I really need to pick that up before it disappears.
It's in my cart right now on Best Buy because I get my points and I'm getting ready to use my points to cash in on it and grab it. And then I'm after the Quint, the Hooper, and the Shark for the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
Right on.
I'll actually, there is one thing that I got. This is an older thing, but I finally found one that was for a really good deal and I snapped it up, even though it was a bundle and two of the figures I already had. But I'm like, for the price, I said, fuck it, and I'll just deal with the duplicates later. I finally got that Evil Dead 2 Walmart exclusive.
Did you?
The white box?
Yeah, that's one I got. It's a good one.
That. The guy was selling it online on Mercari. It was that, the NECA Ultimate Sam from Trick or Treat, and the NECA Ultimate's Child's Play version 1 in the yellow box. And it was $90 for all three.
That's $30 a piece. Steal.
Yep. Where that Evil Dead by itself is going for $100.
Oh yeah, it's very hard. It was a Walmart exclusive. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a damn good one actually. That's one of my favorites.
So it's like too good of a deal to pass up. I'm like, I'll bite the bullet. Yeah. I already have a Sam and I already have a Chucky. I actually swapped the Chucky out because one I have was for the TV series.
But that's a good one too, man. That Chucky TV series was way better than it should have been.
Yeah.
What have I got in recently? I got in the figure Obscura Ganesha.
Oh, nice.
Elephant. I got her. I got that one. I got oh shit. Here. This is cool. I haven't got a chance. I put it back in its box, but I have been messing with it over here. I got Armies of Ashmore. Big giant dinosaur dude, Melwick. So I like this guy a lot. I got one of the head packs to make him like extend out and stuff. So anyway, him. What else did I get? Probably in my contender for figure of the year, that damn legendary barbarian figure from Mythic Legions. Holy shit. Brandon is a super nice guy. Happened to snag me one when he was down in Toylanta or whatever that convention's called down there. The one that PowerCon teamed up with. But anyway, he brought me one back for that, and I got to play it. Oh, it's an awesome figure. Probably going to be in like my top 5 of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, and Rom. I got Rom around here somewhere.
I got my Rom.
My Rom Space Knight. Better than I thought it was going to be.
Then I actually saw him in the Walmart here in Brownsburg.
Sam Martinsville too.
Most of that line, minus the Dakin figure.
Yeah.
It's the only one I want.
Yeah, they popped up in my Walmart too. I went down the aisle and noticed they were there for the Marvel Legends. Weird. All of it was right there, and then you son of a bitch! Like I'm so over the Monday Night Wars stuff. Son of a bitch. I'm over it.
People are just now finding that DDP.
No, there's a second one out now. This one's in the new run that's out with the Ringmaster Ken Shamrock Bret Hart. And this is the second one. This is him in the black tights from 96. And he's got the diamond on his legs. And again, you can't find the son of a bitch anywhere. Like, Anywhere. The only
in my head, I'm seeing DDP driving across the country in this shitty van, going into every Walmart, buying them up.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I have a DDP now, but I had to pay off market for it. But then, like, I walked in, I found the Brett, I found the Ringmaster, I found Ken, and I'm like, no Brett. I'm like, okay. Then the set before was there. I actually picked up a Sandman, and I picked up a Booker T when he went solo with the United States title, or it might be the TV title. And I got those, but yeah, can't find that anywhere. I have seen it.
Sucks, man.
Oh yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? And
like,
then,
I'm looking for the Great Muda. The Muda figures.
Can't find Muda. Yeah. You might as well work the ringside. Fuck it, because right now I can make a fort out of Triple H figures in the, at the Martinsville Walmart. And then now I have found somebody is taking some of them and sliding them underneath the shelves.
Yeah.
So that I looked and saw a corner of one sticking out, and I looked down, and there's 3 triple pack NWOs down there. I'm like, why are you hiding these goddamn things? I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm in my head, and then I no more than I pulled them all out around the corner, and who should be coming my direction but good old Ben Hamilton.
BJ.
Yeah, and he saw me, and I said, you plan on fucking up any figures today? And his eyes hit the floor.
Yeah.
Like,
that's funny.
With a fresh new gift card in his hand, and not 2 days later, I go back into Walmart, and guess what's hanging on a shelf? A fucked up figure.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it, and I'm like, he literally, and I'm like, to the Walmart workers, like, it was a Netflix 2-pack. He pulled it away from the blister.
Yeah.
And then put a figure of Alberto Del Rio's announcer as Dominic Mysterio, and then
feels borderline racist.
Wow. And then it swapped out the Rhea Ripley with somebody else, and then put it back together, and then put tape on it, and you can see the tape. So I don't know who I'm pissed off more, is that little window licker, or if it's the Walmart workers not noticing the tape. Like, not, or you could see it.
Yeah.
They probably aren't paid enough to care.
Oh, son of a bitch. No, I have decided, and if you come through my local Walmart and you see it, you're going to know it's me. I am going to go get a silver fucking Sharpie, and every time I find one, I'm going to write a little note for Ben on the window of that son of a bitch, and I'm going to put something really nasty on it and Ben Hamilton's name on it, and I'm going to leave it hanging on there saying that he's the one doing this, and like I'll put something like he's a fecophiliac or something, and I'm going to put it on there, and that way every time he comes over there, he's going to know that somebody's onto his shit.
Nice.
I may even pull his picture up from Facebook where he's posing as a weird-looking Hulk Hogan and stick it on there, so he knows that we know.
How do you know it's not the Hulk Hogan?
He's got more hair.
Yeah, true. No, it man, back in the day, I used to catch at one of my favorites of those I ever caught was in a flea market over here in Danville. Someone had actually taken the Angela figure from Spawn and put it in the Angela Marvel Legends figure that they put out years and years and years later. So you look at it and you're like, well, that's the Marvel Legends Angela box with the old original McFarlane Angela in it. I have a picture of it somewhere. It's fucking brilliant. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that's a piece of art. Like literally that should be photographed and hung. Like, people will, I was like, that's just, I don't know if it's just awesome or it's the fucking balls on people to do that. Like,
and I just like, that's just something like every time I see one, I'm like, I know one of these days I'm going to snap. Like, I'm going to snap at a Walmart. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. I'm going to snap.
I probably will too, but it's not going to have anything to do with toys.
Yeah. I just like, whatever reason, like that little motherfucker just gets underneath my skin and just like
motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Just grinds on my shit. But the other
you know what grinds my gears?
Oh.
No.
I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting him.
Oh, you never will. Unless
No,
you're around
not.
me and we're in the local Walmart, I will point him out and I will call him by name because he knows, and I've said it to him numerous times, and he scatters when he sees me. I did pre-order the ringside exclusive Paul Heyman and the ringside exclusive Cactus Jack for the
nice.
defining moments, and I'm debating about going back and grabbing that WrestleMania 13 Austin with the bloody face.
Right.
But
Joe, what have you found?
Like I said, I saw that the wave in Walmart. I think the last time we recorded, I had the recent X-Men wave. I hadn't opened it yet, but I've since opened and assembled my Nemesis Build-A-Figure.
Nice.
Other than that, I've cut back quite a bit. So
yeah, I haven't really. I bought, like I said, I bought a couple of Super 7 pieces. I went to the Crawfordsville show. They've expanded out into more halls and stuff. And one of the guys, Brad Hotspot, had a case of the Czarface blind box figures. I bought 3 of those, and then hit the Walmart, and I found that Godzilla vinyl from Super 7 for that fun line of theirs, and I picked up one of those because it was Godzilla -1, and I'm a sucker for -1. So
that's a good one.
It is a damn good one, but my favorite movie from last year for sure. But yeah, not a whole lot really going on. Just kind of waiting, kind of holding back, seeing where things are going.
I mean, over the weekend, Hasbro, and I guess they had a deal with Big Bad Toy Store. They paused all Hasbro pre-sales.
They just turned it back on today, though.
Yeah, I saw Pulse did. I hadn't checked Big Bad Toy Store to see if they had.
I understand, and God damn, it's so frustrating. It's like, look, if you're gonna do it, do it. If you're not gonna do it, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it 145 or is it 10? Okay. Make a fucking call so everyone can get their fucking lives in order.
Yep.
I mean, I couldn't imagine being in the position where, like, every day you're like, can I? Should I? Do I make that call? Do I not? Hold back. Because if I lock in at 40 and they drop it to 20 tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh God, I couldn't even just, it's frustrating. And
that's how he operates, though.
Unfortunately, man, you're right. And it sucks.
But I do think I want to go live in the country of Mattel, though.
Dude, find me on the border of the He-Man Eternia with the WWE with a little bit of that Barbie, or is it Monster High? Monster High?
Monster High.
Yeah. I like the Monster High girls. Only the ones that have graduated. Jesus Christ!
Careful there.
Yeah, I know.
Don't want to be on any of those lists we were talking about.
Where's has my Megan showed up yet?
Yeah.
Good God. Bitch of it is that Megan's about the same height as Joy.
So that's probably taller than Tina.
It probably. God damn.
My wife's taller.
Yeah, not mine. That was Eric's way of saying I'm not a pervert.
Yeah, previous administration, not so much.
Yeah. Oh no, but no, man. I'm getting ready. This should go out relatively soon. We're doing. I'm going to be over at Sewer Layer, the parking lot sale, Memorial Day weekend, or right around in there. And then I'm doing. I don't know if you guys are coming with or not. You're more than welcome to. We're going over to the one show that we went to.
The Xenia show?
Not Xenia, but it's Eaton.
West or Eaton?
Yeah. It is not as far into Ohio.
Yeah.
And going to that, I got to pick up some stuff over there anyway. So I have to
look to see what weekend that is.
Yeah, but I'm going over there. Had fun up there at Bearded Comics. Got to talk to a lot of folks. Got to hang out all day. It was a lot of fun. Handed out a lot of stuff. And the Crawfordsville show, always go to that one. That one's always fun. It was last weekend. I like going there. It's free, and really laid back. A lot of weird stuff pops up there, like bizarre stuff. Like there was a guy there that had a table of nothing but Mexican bootlegs of like Godzilla and He-Man. I got an Imperial Godzilla that's up there by my Shogun Warriors Godzilla. It's an Imperial Godzilla. It's 12.5 inches. It's a bootleg Imperial, and the Imperial was the one that set in the background of the TV show Roseanne. So this is a bootleg of that figure from Mexico with no. Yeah. Anyway, I see. That's the stuff that I go there for. Is that weird, bizarre shit. I'm like, oh, what's that? You know, oh, it's
I'm
it's the
working
neon
on.
pink He-Man. I need
Yeah.
that. You know, yeah.
I'm working on several projects, and this is a recent one. I have a guy at work who goes overseas a lot. He just travels there. He's wild.
Okay.
I call him the human trafficker. Like he literally takes a backpack with him. He buys a package of shirts, underwear, and socks, and then goes to Ecuador. And then he goes to Ecuador for a week, and then comes back. And like this last time he was there, they went cave diving, and he slept in a cave for 4 days. He's nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, he's wild. But I brought up he goes to the stores and he was laughing about the clothing and stuff, like the misspells and all this stuff, like the bootleg clothes and stuff in different countries. I said, I started showing him pictures of all these wild ass bootlegs and weird shit of like action figure. He goes, I see all that stuff all the time. I'm like, how much is that stuff? He goes, dude, it's like nothing. I said, so like if I give you a 20, he's like, I can bring you back. So I'm working on potentially putting something together of like doing a show at Faraday and bringing in like cases of wild ass shit from other countries that are like weirdly packaged action figures that we see online.
I like it. Yeah. I love those ones where you got Justice League and it's got like Spider-Man, and then you got like Batman, Superman, and Shrek.
Yeah.
I'm working. That's not the Hulk, man. Yeah.
I'm working with him to figure out how we can get this stuff brought back without him getting arrested. So like I'm working on trying to get that done on that project. That's one project that I'm working on. And then the project that I brought to your guys' attention about, I got bored one day and started thinking about convention exclusives of like the best and worst convention exclusives we've ever seen.
I love that idea.
And doing that for the summer.
Man, there's some good ones and there's some bad ones, but man, there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, and I'm working on that currently. And then I just got the email today. I've been given press pass to PopCon.
All right.
And I'm waiting to hear back if we've gotten nominated for anything for that. Days of the Dead is coming, and I will go do a day there. Yeah, the press pass one shocked me. I was like, okay. Okay then. And then I got, what was the other fucking thing I was thinking of? Oh, for whatever reason, this one was a wild one. I don't know. I was off my balls on caffeine at work, and all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Like, I'll give everybody time to get ready, but like, I may show up at people's houses here soon. Yours, and we're gonna record people's collections.
Oh,
like do an episode of like a collection tour.
Oh, you gotta give me a little bit of time to get things put
out.
No,
that's what I'm saying. We got plenty of time. Like I'm not ready. And I've decided, this is insane, that I am going to create our own version of Cribs, and it's gonna be just collections, like touring people's collections.
I like that.
Yeah.
And we're I'm gonna go to people's houses and film their collections and do our own version of Cribs. I don't know where.
This is my mom's basement. Sorry.
Yeah. And I don't know why I came up with this idea or where it came from. I was bored and thought it seemed like a sane idea at the time.
Oh, it's a good idea. I like it. I like it a lot. I got a lot of cleaning to do. Yeah, that would actually get me motivated. So yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, you can find us out and about, guys. We're going to be a little bit everywhere. I'm thinking about doing some. with Eric doing his Eric in live and in person runs through conventions. I thought about maybe doing maybe a couple of interviews off to the side of a couple of local toy creators and stuff, kind of get their input on what they're going through and stuff. So I don't know. We'll take a look. We'll diversify, and we'll all have our little special thing, and bring it under the banner, so to speak. So yeah. All right, guys. I'm good, man. I'm good. You guys good?
Yep.
Awesome. Right now it sets at 30%, right? Something like that. Whatever. But who knows? And,
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Wait till he starts taxing Botox.
Movies.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. The movies. Oh God. Yeah, I don't like this dimension anymore. David Bowie said peace out and the whole fucking place turned to shit.
Yep.
I don't like it. When the Starman left, I am done. I am not liking this at all.
Somebody throw the weasel back in the Hadron Collider.
Yeah, please. Someone flipped a booger. I'm seeing the scene from Seinfeld. I'm seeing the scene from Seinfeld with a fucking Kramer in the junior mint. God damn. Like I said, I don't like this world. I don't like this dimension anymore. I'm gonna go back to when people were normal. Like I said, yeah. Bowie, peace out.
I'm not normal. I can't stand that.
Yeah, when I'm the voice of reason in the room, we are fucked. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining us today. Language, sorry. Whatever. And we'll be back relatively soon. Probably in a week or so. We'll get some ideas as far as what we're looking at. I like the convention exclusives on the next episode. So that one will be fun. We can reminisce about how when Wizard World didn't suck. So that was a long time ago. So yeah, I remember buying convention exclusives in person at Wizard World. So yeah, whatever. Fuck me. All right, guys. That's off the card, guys. Joining me as always, Joe and Eric. See everyone later.
See ya.
End recording.